It's no secret that the New York Giants are currently enduring one of the worst seasons to date in their franchise. Now, there are plenty of different factors that play into why the Giants are in the state that they're in, and you can point to coaching, you could point to the lack of sticking to a rebuild and trying to win now. You can point to injuries, you can point to just lack of production and just lack of congruency with the team. Considering all of those factors and where they're headed right now towards the end of the season, currently with the number 4th overall pick, the Giants are going to be forced to take a quarterback in this draft, and I'm going to tell you why. What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and this is not a video I wanted to make at all. Going into this season, I really thought the Giants could make a push to build on what they were going on last year. Obviously, last year, nobody expected them to have the year that they did. You can argue that they got away with a lot of games. They kind of overachieved last season. They weren't as good as the record really presented them to be, and that is all fair. But the Giants wanted to build off of that season, saw that they had a 9-7-1 season, and they wanted to build off of it, trying to win and kind of skip out of the rebuild. You guys know that Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll really came in there to try to rebuild the Giants, to start the right way. Obviously, that starts with the quarterback position, so they declined the 5th-year option of Daniel Jones, but due to the pretty decent year that he had, he went into contract talks, wound up getting a big contract, is now the 12th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and now we're currently in a position where we might just need a quarterback 1 year later, not even a year later, after that contract was signed. Now, obviously, Daniel Jones has been one of the most polarizing players the New York Giants have had in a very long time. I've never seen a player split a franchise up the way Daniel Jones did with the New York Giants. It is really not his fault. It's just he's a player, and you have the guys that really support him, that go gung-ho for him, and you have the guys that really hate him. But with all that being said and all that being considered, the Giants went into this offseason re-signing Daniel Jones, and to be honest with you, a lot of people may have said that's the worst move, the wrong move, and there were people calling that it was going to be a bad move. But when you're Joe Schoen and your team goes 9-7-1, you don't want to kind of fall back from that. You're pretty much telling the fans, yeah, I see the year that we're having, but we're probably going to scale it back. Nobody would have been happy with that. Obviously, everybody was okay with us making the push. Nobody really wanted to rebuild after the season that we had, and so they felt like it was in the best interest for this team moving forward, re-signing Daniel Jones, but they were able to get out of that contract within 2 years. Now, not even 11 weeks through the season, we're in the 11th week now, I believe, the Giants really seem to be forced to take a quarterback in the draft, and I'm going to explain why. The Giants currently have the 4th overall pick in the NFL draft. The teams ahead of the Giants are the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears. They hold the 2nd and 3rd overall picks right next to each other. And with the Giants in the state that they're in right now, Tommy DeVito starting, Matt Barkley is going to be the backup. We don't know a timetable of when Tyrod Taylor is going to come back. It is very hard to see the Giants winning any games later on in this season to the end. It is very possible we can go 2-15 this season. Maybe we win a game or two here and there, but I think the Giants are really in play for a top pick in the NFL draft. Whether it be staying at 4, but I really think we can get the number 1 overall pick or the number 2 pick. Now, I'm not advocating for the Giants tanking in any way, but you don't need to advocate for the team tanking to watch them lose. They are just doing it by themselves, and the Giants just really look to be in play for a top pick here. And with these 2 quarterbacks coming out in Caleb Williams and Drake May, you would have to go through the ranking and see where they fall, but I'd be willing to bet that these 2 quarterbacks rank really high as far as prospects go of first-round quarterbacks drafted in the NFL. They are right up there with the best of them, and the ceiling is very, very high, and so is the floor. This isn't a Blake Bortles draft. This isn't a Marcus Mariota draft. This isn't even Jameis Winston or Carson Wentz, even though he was all right when he first started. These are guys that should come into the NFL and be blue chip prospects. And might I say, even franchise elevating, franchise changing prospects. I put out a tweet earlier today talking about how I'd want Caleb Williams or Drake May in this draft. The Giants are going to be in position for these two quarterbacks. Now, I want to preface that they are going to be in position, in my opinion, to get one of these two quarterbacks. The Giants cannot leave day one of this draft without one of those two quarterbacks. I don't want Michael Penix has injury history. I don't know how I feel about getting, I mean, he's a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but I do not know how I feel about getting an injury-prone quarterback along with two quarterbacks that are on IR currently right now, and we are literally starting a third-string undrafted free agent rookie. Okay? I am not going down that road. I want to play it as smart as possible. And I do not want to hear second round prospects, sleeper potential quarterbacks with JJ McCarthy. A lot of people are telling me that he's going to be a first round pick. We'll see we'll see what happens. There are a lot of quarterbacks coming out in this draft. I really highly doubt that all of them go in the first round. But you're talking JJ McCarthy. I'm hearing Bo Nix. Saw a lot of comments about Bo Nix. I'm hearing Cam Ward is a second round sleeper. That I don't want to hear anything about that. Now, if the Giants were in a situation where they have the, top 10, maybe even 15th overall pick, I wouldn't have made that tweet, right? I wouldn't have said that the Giants need to go out there and they need to come out with one of those two quarterbacks, because you're going to have to pay a pretty penny to get up there to a top pick. But the Giants are probably going to already be in that situation, probably having to compete with just the New England Patriots to try to trade up if they're not already with the number 2 or number 1 overall pick. And the reason why I say that I don't want a Cam Ward or a JJ McCarthy or any of these quarterbacks that are good, they're coming out of this draft, they're good, but I don't want them because I don't believe they're going to be franchise changing. Maybe they can be, but the success rate of second round quarterbacks, third round quarterback is not anywhere near the success rate of first round quarterbacks. I want a blue chip prospect. I don't want any more sleepers. I'm done with that. This is a team that has hit rock bottom. This team is all the way down to bedrock, okay? As far down as you can go if you play Minecraft, okay? You cannot go any farther down than that. The Giants are in bedrock right now, and you need players that are going to elevate you out of that. Getting a guy like Cam Ward or JJ McCarthy, however good they may be as prospects, they are not the best this draft has to offer. And in my opinion, if the Giants are in position to make a play for a quarterback, they need to do so immediately. I really don't know how I would feel if the Giants had a high pick like that and drafted Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt. Marvin Harrison Jr. would be a great pick, don't get me wrong, but who's going to throw him the ball? You know, I don't know how I feel about missing out on a Caleb Williams for a Marvin Harrison with Daniel Jones still there at quarterback. I like Daniel Jones. I really do. I just don't think he's going to elevate and get this team out of the position that they're in. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and you need blue chip prospects to get you out of that, and it starts at the quarterback position. That's what a lot of people have been saying, and I agree with that. It starts at the quarterback position. Yes, we have a lot of problems with the offensive line. That needs to be fixed, but we have to restart with the quarterback. If this is going to be a true rebuilding year, then you have to start with your quarterback. Every true rebuild starts with the quarterback. I don't want to bank on Cam Ward developing and eventually starting. I want somebody to come out the gate firing on all cylinders, elevating the team, making them a lot better than what they actually are. A guy that is not going to go with the flow, and like a Daniel Jones who plays well when the team is doing well, but does not play well when the team is not playing well. I believe, in my honest opinion, my humble honest opinion, I believe Caleb Williams or Drake May can do that. You can just watch these guys play Saturday. They put everything on the field and they produce. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. I know Caleb Williams has been getting a lot of hate lately because of him losing games, but maybe he had one really bad game against Notre Dame, but every single other game, even the games that he's lost, he still looks like a blue chip prospect. I'm not going to let one game really decide who he is as a prospect. If you guys go back, Patrick Mahomes out of Texas Tech did not have a good collegiate career winning games. I don't know why people expect Caleb Williams now to win every single game and to look like a blue chip prospect every single time he plays. We know what Caleb Williams can do, and I'm already I'm already kind of convinced of that. Even Drake May. Drake May has pinpoint accuracy, has a great deep ball, very good in a structure, very good behind an offensive line. Now, of course, we have to fix the offensive line, but he is mobile. He can get out the pocket. Very good throwing on the run. I mean, he is just what a structured quarterback looks like, right? A quarterback prospect looks like a prototype that is like almost like a CJ Stroud. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to be in the abyss much longer. We are in this place where we're just drifting. We are just wandering around as Giants fans, and even the franchise, they don't even know where they are right now. They don't know if they're a rebuilding team. They don't know if they're a competitive team. They don't know if they're a good team or a bad team. I swear these guys really think that they're good, but they're not good. You know, they are not good, and the franchise thinks they're good. They're not good. If the Giants were to go out and draft a second-round quarterback, and they go into next year, Daniel Jones will not start the year next year. It's probably going to be Tyrod Taylor. I think they're going to re-sign Tyrod Taylor to start the year because Daniel Jones will not be ready off that ACL. You'll probably be expecting him around mid-season, around the time that he's gotten hurt. So probably week 8, 9, 10, 11 is when you'll see a Daniel Jones get activated. Now, if you draft a guy like Cam Ward, and I'm just picking on Cam Ward because that's just like the second round guy that a lot of people want, right? I'm going to use him as an example. Cam Ward, if you get him in the second round, you're going to have him on the bench as probably your third string quarter or second string quarterback until Daniel Jones gets activated. And what are you going to do? Put in Cam Ward when Daniel Jones gets activated? No, you're probably going to put in Daniel Jones, have Tyrod Taylor sit back on the bench, and Daniel Jones will play, and we're still going to be in the abyss. If you get a guy like Caleb Williams or Drake May, and they go out there day one, if you get a guy that is a number 1, number 2 overall pick, you can't afford to bench them for Tyrod Taylor. You're going to throw them out there day one, and they're going to play. Success or not, I don't think you're going to bench your number 1 or number 2 overall pick in Drake May or Caleb Williams, whoever that may be. You're not going to bench one of those guys for Daniel Jones when he inevitably comes back off of injury, off an ACL tear. You're not going to bench one of those guys. You'll bench a Cam Ward. Maybe he won't even play. Maybe it'll be Tyrod Taylor the whole entire time until he inevitably gets hurt, right? But you'll bench a Cam Ward. You're not going to bench a Caleb Williams or Drake May. You're going to continue with them, and Daniel Jones will not start. Now, the Daniel Jones fanboys are not going to like that at all, but we have to move forward. We have to get out of this contract. If Daniel Jones comes back and he plays somewhat decently well, this team may feel like they don't have to get rid of him just yet. I just don't want to get into that, man. If you draft a second, third round quarterback, Daniel Jones is still in play to remain the Giants quarterback. I want to get a guy that is going to threaten Daniel Jones' job and play better, be better, elevate the team, and move forward and get this franchise out of the hell that they're in. In the beginning of the season, I never thought the Giants would ever be in play for one of these two quarterbacks, but here we are, and the Giants need to make a play. But that's all I got today. What do you guys think? Do you think we should go ahead and draft a Caleb Williams or Drake May if you have the number 2 or number 1 overall pick? Or do you think we skip out on one of those guys and draft a quarterback later to develop him and have Daniel Jones start and play out his contract? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!